Hi, this is Allie of the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I want to start a series on self-love because I feel like the topic of self-love is one that's really kind of been confused and complicated and maybe even made to be something that it isn't in recent years in the self-help, spirituality, self-progression circles. And I just want to make this way less confusing, and I want to give you like simple tools and simple explanations for how to make self-love real in your life and how to get you from a place of feeling like you don't love yourself, or you want to love yourself but you're not really sure how, or you love yourself a little bit but you don't think you love yourself enough, to a place where you can say like, yeah, I love myself and I live from a place of self-love. So that's what these next couple of videos are going to be about. So today, just to get us started, I'm going to talk a little bit, first I'm going to talk about what is self-love. Like when we say self-love, I feel like that term has now been used so much that it almost doesn't even mean anything anymore to us when we hear it. We're like, oh yeah, sure, self-love, I love my self-love. Or, self-love, I take a bubble bath. Okay, so I want to explain it a little bit. And then the second thing that I want to talk about are some of the things that self-love isn't, because I feel like that can help solidify what the idea of self-love actually is. Okay, so to get started, what is self-love? What do we mean when we say self-love? What do I mean when I say self-love? Okay, self-love at its core is you reconnecting with who you are in your center and acting and living from that place. And that's it. It's no more complicated than that. And the reason that I say that that's what self-love is, it's that reconnection with who you really are at your core, at your center, and living from that place, is because at your core, your being, the part of you that has lived forever and will live forever, that part of you that remains when all of this 3D reality and reflection and duality in your body and all that is burned away, is love. And this is what all of the spiritual masters have been telling us forever, and this is what spiritual teachers are telling us even now today, like, you are love. That's what they mean, is that you, your core, your center, who you really are, when all of this character part of you, and all of the kind of experiences that you're going through and the mental stuff goes away, that's what's going to remain. That's what remains. And that's what you connect with when you go inside and you steady your mind and you calm and you quiet yourself and you just return to your heart. You'll find that every single time you go to that place, there's love. And that is all that truly exists. And that's all that will truly exist, is that love. And so self-love is not this thing you need to learn. It's not this thing you need to get to. It's not this thing you need to undo all this stuff that you've done and then redo a whole bunch of stuff. Understand that self-love is your natural state of being, okay? And it's where you are at your core and at your center. And I think the other thing we need to understand is that we have all departed from living from our centers of self-love for a reason, okay? We're all having this human experience. We're all experiencing duality. We're all experiencing, character and ego and just everything we're experiencing here, right? And I don't think, I know that there's nothing wrong with any of that, okay? So I think the first thing to understand is that, if you're living right now feeling like you don't love yourself, it's not because you've done something wrong. This is just life experience, and this is what we're doing. But if you're at a place where you're noticing that you don't love yourself and it doesn't feel good, that's because this is your time right now in this part of your life, for whatever reason. It's your time to start reconnecting with that self-love center. And that's really all it is it's a timing thing. It's different for everybody, and it's just a return back to your center. And you know, life is such a reflection of life, really. Like we all make departures from our natural selves. We all, like, it's so, like, think of the story of the prodigal son in the Bible. Like, we all have this thing where it's like we were a certain way when we were children or in our lives in the beginning or whatever, and we all tend to kind of like get away from it for a while and then come back. So like if your parents were health foodies, there's a good chance that you ate really good healthy food while you were a child, rebelled from it while you were, you know, a teenager, young adult, and then came back to it when you realized that eating crappy food didn't make you feel good and it wasn't that exciting, right? And so it's the same thing with self-love. Like, it's just, we start there. When we're babies, we're in that state of self-love. And I've talked about this before, that when a baby sits in front of the mirror, it doesn't think like, oh, I'm fat, or oh, my hair isn't good enough, or oh man, I can't actually do anything for myself, I'm not worthy of anything. A baby looks at itself and is like, oh, I'm a baby, like, I'm great, right? And then we unlearn self-love. We get away from our cores, we get away from our center, we have all of these experiences. And again, I'm not saying any of that is bad or wrong or it shouldn't have been. It's like, this is why we came to Earth. This is why we're here having this experience, to experience this duality. But at some point, you're going to realize that, like, none of that works, and it doesn't feel good, and you don't want to be there, and it's going to draw you back to your center. It's going to draw you back to your core. And, you know, this is what the spiritual journey is. This is what the health journey is. This is what whatever, all of these self-improvement, whatever, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to return to our centers. We're trying to return to our cores, because that we know, like, you know, on a subtle level, on a maybe a conscious level, an unconscious level, that at your core you are love. And that's why you want to get back there. And that's why you want to run away from all of this that feels so bad, because you want to return to remembering who you are at your core and living from that place. So that's all self-love is. It's just the return to who you really are. Okay? What self-love isn't? Okay, so first thing, self-love is not selfishness, right? And I think that so many of us really believe that if we were to fully love ourselves and give up the self-hate and give up the self-flogging and give up the self-doubt and all of this stuff, that we become egomaniacs that just are crazy about ourselves and don't do anything for anybody else, and will be like fat slobs that sit on the couch and eat candy and do nothing for humanity for the rest of our lives. And you know, if you were to truly believe my little definition here of self-love, which is just returning to the core of who you are and living from that place authentically, I think you know at your core and in your heart that that's not true. That you are not that person. You are not that person who doesn't care about other people. You are not that person who's not going to care about taking care of their vessel, which is a precious gift they have in this life. You know, you're not going to want to just sit on the couch and do nothing for the rest of your life if you're loving yourself. The truth is, when you return to your core and you return to your love place and you understand who you are, first thing that happens is that you stop trying to earn your value by doing things for other people and being a good person and exercising and being thin and blah, 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 blah. Like, yes, the pull to do all those things from a negative place of I'm not enough and I need to do these things to be fulfilled and to be worthy and valuable certainly will go away. But the thing is that you're still going to want to do those things. You're still going to want to do nice things for other people. You're still going to want to serve other people. You're still going to want to take care of yourself, but it's going to come from a totally different place, right? Okay, so it's not going to be this like, I have to do this to earn my value. You're going to be like, I understand that I'm valuable. I understand that I'm worthy, and I need to do nothing to earn that, but I want to feel good. And when I'm in alignment with my own self-love, first thing is, you know, that's what you understand, that you're valuable, you get it, you understand that you don't need to do things to earn your worth or earn your value. But you're still going to want to do those loving things because that's who you are at your core. That's what love is, right? It is that. It's taking care of yourself. It's understanding that everyone's important and everyone's valuable and that there's enough for everybody and that you have room to give. But the thing is, like I said, you're going to do it with a totally different energy and a totally different mindset. And it's going to come from the overflow, as they say. So you're not going to be giving from your half-filled cup because you don't love yourself and you're not filling your own cup and you're not allowing your cup to be filled. You're going to have your cup filled to overflowing, and then you will be giving from that overflow. And you will be taking care of your body because you love it instead of taking care of your body because you're trying to change it because you hate it. Right? You're going to be doing nice things for other people because it feels so good to do that, not because you want them to love you and accept you and give you validation because you've done these good things and it proves that you're a good person, right? It's, like I said, right, it will be, life will look maybe very similar to how it looks right now. However, it will feel totally different coming from a place of self-love versus coming from a place of self-hate. Okay, so that is, I think, a really good introduction to self-love. So self-love is just you remembering who you are. And it's just you returning to that core of love that exists within you, that always has and always will exist within you. And that, the thing is about it is that you could return to that place right now, right? You can go inside, you can draw yourself into your center, you can quiet your mind, you can allow all of the negative thoughts and all of the negative feelings and all of that to just drop away for a moment and just draw yourself back into your center, and you will find that at your core there is love and there is nothing else in there. Okay? There is no darkness, there is no sadness, there is no anger, there's no frustration, there's no self-hate. That's not what exists in your center. What exists in your center is all that really exists, and that is love. Okay? And not to say that any of this is an illusion or that it doesn't exist. It exists, and you're experiencing it, and it's real, but it's not going to last, if that makes sense. Okay? And then second thing is learning to love yourself, remembering how to love yourself. Coming back to that place of self-love is not going to make you a selfish person that never does anything nice for anybody else and just sits on the couch and eats candy and watches TV for the rest of your life, okay? Because that stuff won't feel good. That won't feel good. What's going to happen is you're still going to want to do lovely things for other people. You're still going to want to eat healthfully. You're still going to want to exercise, or, and if you don't actually want to do those things right now, you will actually want to do them. It will feel good because you're going to be living from this place of wanting to nourish yourself, wanting to give yourself what you need to be healthy, happy, and sustained. And you're going to want to give that to other people. You're going to give from your overflow. Okay? So that's my first video on self-love. There will be more in this series as they come through. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment down below. I'm very happy to take questions and even answer them in video if that's what you want. And yeah, until next time, talk to you guys later.